Great. Welcome everybody to this webinar. My name is Luc Mulling. I'm the moderator of today, and I welcome you to this session with DTU, the Technical University in Denmark. And you will hear about the program, the Industrial Master's Program, where you can study, work, and succeed, as the title says. So what that is all about, you're going to hear in the next 45 minutes or so. And you will hear that from the experts on the topic. So we'll be going over to them in just a minute. I'm more here just to explain you a lot of the interactive options we have. So first of all, you can write where you're logging in from in the chat. By all means, do that, and then it will be great just for all of us to see where, who are all joining us today. Now, if you have any questions, you can do that through the panel next to it. Please do it there, because then we make sure we don't miss any of your questions. And also, I'll be asking some of the questions to you. So we start with some polling questions as well. I'm just starting to open one up as well, so you'll be able to answer best, and we appreciate your feedback. Last but not least, we also have a little fun button, and you can click on a button called React. Exactly, that's the one, just to make it a bit more interactive and fun, especially for the presenters. And let's go over to them. So we're going over to Vanita and Katrien, and they will introduce themselves and lead you into the presentation. Good luck.
Thank you, Luc. Good afternoon, everybody. A very warm welcome from DTU. We are very happy to be presenting a completely new topic, and I hope you will find it as interesting as it has been for us to implement this model here at DTU. My name is Vanita Singh. I'm the senior manager here handling graduate admissions and recruitment. And joining me today is my colleague, Katrina. Please introduce yourself.
Yes. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for coming here. My name is Katrine, and I'm a part of the Industry Masters Secretariat here at DTU. And in this team, we are working on recruiting more students and more companies to this team, and especially also how we can evaluate this Industry Master to make it even better for the new students and the new companies. So we want to hear from the current Industry Master students and companies, their experiences, so we can improve this along the way.
Yes, so I will start by introducing the university. A short introduction about our founder, Hans Christian Norristel. The university is a very well-established university. From 1829 onwards, we're almost 200 years old. But what we are very proud about is the mission. And the mission is something we strongly believe in. And that's something that, at that point, the founder decided that whatever value we have here, whatever we do at the university should be of benefit to society. And that's something we strongly believe in also today. Rankings, very important for us as a university. We have been ranked on the INGI rank, which is an EU ranking, as number 1. We've been holding this position for the last 2 years. That's something we are extremely proud about. But we also look at other global rankings. So for us, it's really important to collaborate strongly with industry. So Leiden is very important for us. And you can see that DTU is strongly placed not only within the Nordic region and Europe, but also globally. QS World University Rankings is also important from a student's perspective. So you can see that we are number 5 here in the Nordic region, 41 and 109 globally. This is a short profile of what the university is all about. So we have diversity is extremely important for us. We have students from 107 different countries, and we are a heavy graduate school with 6,000 plus students being at the master's level, out of which around 3,000 are international students. So we are nearly at 48% international students. A very good and strong balance between the national and international students. Gender is also equally important at the university. Today we have 34% female students at the university, and something that we are consciously working on. What do we have to offer? Well, we have 32 master programs at the university. All of them are in English, and you can see it's a huge range of programs that you can choose from, right from the very traditional programs like computer science to the modern ones, where we are looking at sustainability and wind and a lot of other interesting programs. Within all these programs, you also have the choice of doing specializations. So that's something that our international and national students find very attractive about the university, is the opportunity to follow a study track or a specialization that they really would like to. Honors is also something that we have consciously built at the university as an elite track, and it's attached to all our 32 programs. What is new and what we are really going to introduce to you all today is the 1+2 industry track. So the what, why, and how of the 1+2 industry track is what we are going to be talking to you about, and that's what Katrina is going to present. And then, of course, we are here to answer any questions that you might have, both about the program, the university, or the admission process. Over to you.
Thank you. Yeah, so I'm here today to tell you about what this Industry Master program is. So to start off, it is an alternative path for you to obtain a master's degree where you combine academic studies with part-time work in a company. So here at DTU, the program is offered as something called the 1+2 model. This means that in the first year, you are a full-time student, like every other student with student grants. And then in the second and third year, you are now a part-time student while you're part-time working in a company for a minimum of 25 hours a week during a year. So this means that some weeks it could be a little less than 25, some weeks a little more. It just needs to be like on average 25 hours a week during the year. It's possible to switch from a regular master, a regular full-time master, to an industry master during the first year. And this is basically because when you are already when you're a full-time student, you are kind of already in the same first year here, completing the first year of the industry master. Because like I said before, the first year of the industry master, you are just a normal full-time student. So it's really easy for you during this year to switch over to an industry master if you find out this is actually something I really want to do. So this is a really easy transition. And especially for you international students, this first year of being a full-time student we see as really relevant because it gives you time to connect with other students, get this social environment, and especially also you get this full first year to actually find a company that is relevant for you to work in. And now I just want to dive a little more into the detail to this 1+2 model. So it's a 3-year structure where you complete 120 ECTS points. Like I said before, you have the first year of being a full-time student. You are studying alongside peers, so you're studying alongside regular full-time master students. You're receiving student grant in this first year, not in the second and third year, but in this first year you are receiving the student grants. You get to build a strong academic foundation and network, and especially this social aspect of it and social activities is like a really big thing in this first year. So you get to like really learn, dive into like this whole going to Denmark, and now you get to be a full-time student for a year. You must complete 60 ECTS points in this year to continue the program, which is like a standard year of full-time studying. Then we move on to the second and third year, where you are now part-time studying and part-time working in a company. So it's a mix of studies and a 25-hour paid work week in a company. So this is it's an average of 25 hours a week, which is a really important aspect because sometimes there will be exam periods and there will be times where you just have a lot of studying and a lot of work at DTU. So this is makes a lot of sense that you don't work 25 hours a week in these periods. And then in other periods when you don't have much study, like during the holidays, you will work more. So it's like balancing out during the year, and this is like flexible. You decide this between yourself and the company in collaboration. And then you get to apply the theory you learn in the studying directly into a professional setting into the company, which is something we know a lot of the current industry master students really like. This is a really big benefit for them. They really see it as more motivating that they can use it directly into their job. And you get to contribute to real innovation and sustainability projects in the company. So this was like some explanation about what the model is, and now I will explain to you a bit more like about the benefits for the students as we see it. So we have done some interviews with some of the current industry master students to get some insight into their experiences. And so these bullets, these points, this is stuff that they have actually said. So this is like their experiences, what they see as the benefits. So it's not just stuff we think, it's stuff we actually know to be true. So if you are considering combining your master's degree with a job, for instance, like a student job position, which we know a lot of people do, then you should really consider this industry master as a possibility, because you get to build a strong academic foundation while you apply the knowledge you have to solutions in the industry in your job. You get this flying start to your career, both academically and socially. You get a lot of social activities in the first year, also during the second and third year, but more like in your own terms, because you're not a full-time student anymore. So this is like how much you choose to participate. You get to gain experience from the job market while you're still studying, which especially for international students is just a really big benefit. It's a really strong entry point you get into the Danish job market, which we know for some international students can be a bit difficult because it just is different to get into a job market in a different country. It would be for me too to get into a job market in Spain or Germany. There's just some differences here, also for you guys, for everyone. So it will really help you build this professional network and a possibility, really increase your possibility to be able to stay in Denmark after you graduate, which we know quite a few international students want to do. This is also what we can hear from a lot of the current international industry master students. They really, I think all of those I talked to, they want to stay in the company that they are in when they graduate. And a lot of them also see it as a really big chance, really big possibility, because they are already so integrated into the company that it just makes perfect sense for them to stay there. Of course, we can't guarantee anything, but this is what the model kind of applies. This is what we kind of expect from it. So especially as an international student, you really get into the Danish job market with more ease. And you get this new practical understanding of your field. Like I said, the stuff you learn in DTU and studying, you can apply this directly into the position you have in the company and use this wide array, basically. And then you also can get inspiration on how to shape the rest of your studies in collaboration with the company. So if they have an idea for like a relevant track direction that you can go in the company, then you together with the company can discuss what courses would be relevant for me to take them. And I just want to go into a bit further why this model is valuable for the international students. So this just really is a really good way for you to get into the Danish job market, because we know it's not always easy. So this is just a really great opportunity for you. We can especially hear this from the international students that we have talked to. They really see this as a model that it differs from being just a full-time student. Here you are integrated into the company. You are seen more as a full-time employee than just a student job. So you are just really like on the same level as the other employees, if that makes sense. And you can build a professional network in Denmark while studying, which is also very relevant for you. Say maybe when you graduate, being an industry master, you maybe want to stay in your company for a few years, then you want to go and try something else in a different company. And then this professional network that you already have built up will just make it so much easier for you to go find another job, because you already have connections that you got while being still being a student. And like I said, it just really increases, or at least it can increase your chances of staying in Denmark and working after graduation. So this just really is a really big benefit for the international students. And you learn the workplace culture while you're still studying and gain experience that these employers really value. like I said before, if you want to go out and get another job afterwards, the fact that you now know how the culture is in a Danish workplace, because this can also really differ like from different countries. So the fact that you now have an idea what is going on in a Danish workplace is just really valuable for you and for the company. And yeah, now I just want to present to you some of the stuff that the current industry master students and the current companies that have employed industry master students, what they have told us like from their experiences and what they think of this whole model. So one of the companies said that we organize the study program in collaboration with the students so that we can jointly set the direction for the students' work or specialization in the company to great benefit for both. So this basically means that in collaboration with the company, you can like get the perfect profile for whatever direction you want to take in the company. So in like together with the company, of course, they don't decide it. It's a collaboration. It's completely up to you what you want to do. But if you want to stay in the company and go in this direction, then you can really talk to the companies about what courses and projects would be perfect for me to do in order to get this way where I want to go. So this is just a great benefit for both of you, because the company gets a sort of a perfect candidate that they have helped build, and you will get the exactly direction you want to go in the company. In order also probably increase your chances of staying there afterwards if you're just a perfect candidate for that role. Another company said we gain a newly graduated employee who is already fully integrated into the company, as the person has already been a part of the company for 2 years. So this means that when you graduate being an industry master and continue, we expect you to continue in the company afterward. You don't just start from scratch, like being a newly graduated person. You will build like on top of the experience you already have. So because you have been in the company for 2 years, you will build on top of that and have more responsibility, maybe also more salary. Can't guarantee that, but you will build on top of what you already have built up. Another company said that it requires planning and alignment of expectations with the student, but it's very manageable as long as both parties are committed. And yeah, this basically means that it does require more planning for you and the company together than just being a full-time student, because you have to talk about your schedule. When do I have courses? When am I going to be at work? So it just takes a bit more planning for you, but this is highly manageable as long as you both want it to work out. And I just want to present some of the stuff the industry master students have told us. One said, I feel very integrated into the company and can identify as an engineer or a consultant rather than a student assistant, increasing my motivation. So this basically means that, like I also said earlier, you are much more of a seen in the company as a full-time employee than being a student assistant. You just feel way more integrated as a part of the company, because you're here 25 hours a week, sometimes more, sometimes less. So you spend a lot of your hours here, and you get really like into the company as seen integrated by the colleagues as well. And one student said there is a great deal of synergy between the courses and my work task, when what I learn in the courses can also be applied directly in my job, which significantly increases my motivation in my studies and makes the learning more relevant. So this specific student was, he was finishing his bachelor, and then he actually didn't really want to continue his master because he was tired of studying. He was like lacking motivation to continue. So it was this industry master opportunity that actually made him want to educate himself further, because he knew now the stuff I learn in the courses, I can use this directly into my company. And this just really made him so much more motivated, and the stuff he learns at the job, he can also like use kind of at DTU, because it makes it much more relevant, and that he can see how what I'm learning actually is going to be used in real life. Another person said, I experienced increased responsibility, participation in important meetings and tasks, and a more substantial role than a typical student assistant. We know that some people compare this industry master position with a student assistant job, which we really want to highlight. There is a big difference, because you're way more in the company and you get way more responsibility. At least this is what we hear from basically all of the current industry master students. They get way more responsibility. They get included way more in the important meetings and just feel way more integrated in the company. So it really is a big difference from being a student assistant. Another person say that an industry master, however, not the easy way to obtain a master's degree, meaning that it's not the easy way out. So you shouldn't, it takes dedication, but you gain a lot of experience, which means that you shouldn't do this because you think it sounds easy. It takes dedication from you and the company, but this is highly manageable if this is what you're like motivated to do. And that being said, all of the industry master students I've talked to, none of them regret their decision. They all think that has really good benefits, but it's just to point out that you shouldn't do it if you think it just sounds like the easy way to get a master.
Yes.
And now Vanita will take over.
Yeah, lovely. Katrina has motivated us in a very good way, and she's right. This is, as any of DTU's other programs, it is a model where you have to be motivated, and it is a model where you should be prepared to walk the extra mile and work a little more hard to try and balance your work along with your studies. Now, how do you really apply for the industry master program? So typically the admission requirements are the same that you have for your normal master programs that you apply at the university. So you have to meet all the admission requirements that we normally have. But additionally, you also need to have a job to pursue this structure of studies. And with this, of course, having said that, you don't need to have the job from day one, because the first year of your studies, you're going to be a full-time student. So what is important is that you focus on getting admitted to the university, and then you have time enough to settle down, and you have time enough to find a job, and then shift to the +2 model after having finished your first year of full-time studies. So you have time to submit your job employment document that we require. Now, the deadline for applying to the master programs at DTU is the 1st of March. There is no extended deadline, so there's just one deadline. If you're interested, you're welcome to apply. We still got a good month ahead. And of course, the employment document, although I've said 1st August here, it means 1st August 2027. That would be relevant for you as a student for the +2 track. The application portal is relatively simple at the university. It's an online portal. It's called Dense, and then you just have to upload all your documents there. We have relevant videos on how do you upload documents. If you have challenges, you're always welcome to get in touch with the admissions team. We are here to help you out. Oh, yes. And that brings us to the last slide where you have my contact details. You have Katrina's contact details, and you're welcome to get in touch with either both of us, and we will be very happy to guide you through the next steps. So over to you, Luke, because Luke has a lovely video that we have made about this program that I'd like to share.
Yes, I just want to mention before we start the video, you can actually click on captions at the bottom, and you'll be having subtitles as well if you want that. Great. And I hope you're all able to watch that video. If not, we can share the link as well. Still, I'll look it up. But let's go over to, I think this is the last part, the questions, indeed. So that's where all you come in. And yes, I saw some people joining later. So I just want to mention also that we are recording this session. So if you missed the part, then you can simply watch it later. We will send it right away after. You get a link and you can watch whatever you missed or you want to watch it again. And let's go over to the questions that we received. So we already received various ones. We start with the question from Alfredo, and he's asking, what are the scholarships for non-EU graduate students?
So Alfredo, basically, DTU does not offer full scholarships, but DTU does offer tuition fee waivers. So having said that, as a non-EU citizen, what you need to also be a little aware of is the residence permit rules that will apply to you or to other non-EU citizens, which simply means at the outset, non-EU citizens cannot be directly admitted to the 1+2 because the residence permit that is issued by the immigration office is for the 2-year master program, the regular 2-year master program. So what you can do is you can get admitted to the 2-year master program, and then after that, when you have a job, you can shift to the +2 model, in which and at that point, we will change your permit from a student permit to a working permit, which gives you more rights for longer working hours in Denmark. So it's a little bit of a technical thing on how we will handle your residence permits. So although you cannot apply directly to begin with, but you can definitely shift while you're here on your regular master program. But we do have waivers. So if you're an academically brilliant student, you can always apply for a tuition fee waiver and we can consider that. And of course, if you go to the +2 model, it gets carried for the +2 part as well. So that's not a problem.
Great. Good to hear. Thank you. Hope that answered the question for you, Alfredo. Next question is from Olian, asking, so is the work part paid?
Yes, the work part is paid. In the first year, you're a full-time student with student grants, and then in the second and third year, you are now part-time student, part-time working. You are not receiving student grants here, but you do get a paid, you are paid from the work you do in the company. So yeah, you do get a salary.
What you need to remember is you're an employee at the company. So like other employees, you will also get a salary.
Yeah.
Great. Good to see. And we're getting the thumbs up, I see. So that's probably good news. And question from Mustavir, if I say that right. Where's the university located?
The university is located in Lyngby, which is in like Zealand, Northern Zealand?
Very close to Copenhagen, Greater Copenhagen area. So it's very easy. You can commute. Public transport is lovely here in Denmark. You can cycle around. There's absolutely very, very convenient for students who want to live close to campus or even in Copenhagen. They can easily commute.
Yeah, I'm commuting from Copenhagen. It's really easy, and it takes like half an hour, so it's really no problem.
Great. Thank you. And the question from Dennis. He's Kenyan, currently in Norway with a residence permit. Is he eligible for the EU fees?
No, unfortunately not, because when you have a residence permit in one country, then the permit rights are basically only applicable in that country. So it's your citizenship or it's actually your passport that moves across borders. It's not the permanent residency status. So he is going to be considered as a non-EU citizen, which means he has to pay the tuition fee.
Yes, unfortunate. And
but he can always apply for a waiver. So if he's a strong student, so you're welcome to apply for a waiver.
Exactly. Question from Despina. Is there going to be a similar presentation about PhD programs?
PhD is actually handled by another team and another office, and it's basically it's an employee position here at the university. So all the vacancies are put up under the vacant positions, open positions at the university, and then interested students are always welcome to look up that space. And if you find something that's interesting for you, then you get in touch with the person who's responsible for the position to learn more. And then there would be deadlines that you could look at and apply according to the deadlines. But I don't think they have planned such a session because it's a completely different model here at the university in terms of their status at the university.
Okay. Thank you. And I just want to highlight also, before we go to the next question, a couple of links. So I put on the screen before a link that was directing you to the program overview. So if you can actually find it under apps as well, if you clicked it away. If you click on that, you will be directed directly to the overview of the program and also, the required documents, the whole process. So that might be useful. I'll put it up on the screen at the end again. And also in the chat, you will find the video. So I was asked about that. So there's the video to the actual YouTube link as well. So you can watch it there. Let's go to the next question. Kioma, originally from Nigeria, but currently in the Netherlands, and already has a research master's. Can I still apply?
Yes, we don't have a rule at the university that you cannot apply if you already have a master's. So you're welcome to apply. Having said that, we do have a rule which is it's a part of the new admission process, which is the limited intake that the university has. So unfortunately, we are not today in a position to offer admission to all the qualified applicants. Having said that, we do have students who have a master's and prior to starting a second master here at DTU. So you are welcome to, and probably you might also have a stronger profile in terms of getting a job with a company if you already have a master's and a research profile. So yes, it could be a strong criteria in the job market.
Great, thank you. And see a question from Sahil. Can I take my spouse?
Sahil, are you an EU citizen or a non-EU citizen?
I have to look that up, I think.
The reason I'm saying that because there are some discussions happening at the national level with respect to the residence permit status offers to students, which might limit bringing families and spouses with them. But we will know more about it only in the month of May. But if you are an EU citizen, of course, it's no problem at all. It's free mobility within the EU, so you can always bring your family.
Okay. Silence from Bulgaria.
Okay, so that's fine. That's not a problem at all. That's EU. Yeah.
All right. And we're going to the next question. Let's see if there are any. I don't think there is any question. No, at this stage, there's no further question. So do let us know if there are any. This is the moment for you to ask any questions you may have about this program. And yeah, just to highlight again, the polling questions as well. Thank you for giving your feedback there. This, by the way, goes for everyone watching live or the recording, because I know a lot of people of you watch the recording these days. So you can all participate, by the way, in all the interactive options. You can answer polls, so please do so we can still share that with the university. You can actually also still write questions. Now we cannot answer them here live, of course, but we can send them through to the staff of DTU. So by all means, if you're watching the recording, then do participate. And I don't see further questions, but let's see the poll I was putting up as well. There was a question from us to all of you, what kind of information you're still looking for. And that might be useful to briefly point out on that topic. So the winner in this sense was housing, always an interesting and an important topic, of course. So maybe could you say something, Katrina or Vanita, about housing? How does that work?
Yeah. We have a housing foundation here at the university, and they are proactively helping international students to settle down here in Denmark. So it's a big service that is offered, and of course, it is up to a student. Sometimes they want to look it up themselves. Other times they would like the University Housing Foundation to help them. So both options are open. And then, it also happens that they start with taking the university housing to begin with, and then eventually they decide to find their own place as well after a while. So there are lots of models that can be worked with.
Perfect. Okay, thank you. And I think those were the questions we received. Do let us know if there's any last question. We still have some minutes left, and then we can take that. I see just one coming in from the chat. I guess that's a question, but about industry connections, job placement after graduation.
Sorry, I didn't hear the question.
Yeah, so I think the question is about industry connections and the job placement after graduation.
Yeah, so is it like how to find the industry master position, or is it like afterwards when you have already graduated? Okay, when you already have graduated. I mean, if you do an industry master, then you at this point you're already, we would assume, employed in the company. So we expect that you just continue your employment here, go up to full time, because this is like sort of the point of this model, that you just stay there. If you choose not to do an industry master, then when you are graduated, you would just go and find a job on your own, if that makes sense.
I would just like to add that if you decide to do a regular master's, then we have a career center here at the university that's very proactive in helping students understand about the Danish labor market. They help you to find student jobs. They tell you how to network. They have different kinds of events helping current students to integrate into the Danish labor market. So there is a lot of help that the university provides students with. That's one part of the story. The other part of the story is also your own proactiveness. So you also, as a student, need to be one of those that's proactive, going out, networking, looking out of the box, and with that kind of attitude, you're definitely, certain to find a job after graduation. Having said that, we also have close DTUs, one of the universities where we proudly and closely collaborate with industries. So you will have a lot of opportunities during your studies to be exposed to the industry, to understand, to do research projects or to do your master thesis with an industry. There's lots of possibilities. It's entirely up to you. DTU offers a lot of flexible options here for students. So you will never find that industry collaboration is one aspect that you're missing as being a part of the DTU community.
Great. Good. Well, I think that answered the questions that we have received so far. Yeah, so if there are further questions, as you can see here on the screen as well, there's the email from Vanita herself, and also for the industry master specifically to Catherine as well, so her email there. So they are available for you, and if you, of course, still have one last one, we can still take it. I will put on the link on the screen as well. There it is. So that way you can right away click through to the program overview and watch it at your own pace, and find all the relevant information. And also, if you're looking to apply, then I think you can do it directly from there as well. Good. And then slowly we can wrap up the session. I already see some thank you coming in, so that's good to see. Well, thank you as well, and for joining. And we hope to see some of you maybe in the Industrial Master, of course. That's what we are here for. And I'd like to thank everyone from the audience, first of all, that has joined from different countries. We saw various countries joining in today. And of course, Catherine and Vanita, thank you very much for your time. And maybe a last word over to you, just to wrap it up for this session.
We just want to say thank you all for participating. We were happy that so many wanted to hear more about the Industry Master, and please always feel free to reach out to us if you have any other questions.
Yes, thank you very much. And DTU is doing everything possible to help students. Support us, and I hope you love this new model that we're introducing here at the university. So spread the good word around. If you have friends who are interested, get in touch with us. If you have any questions, we're always here to help.
Great. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Luke. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.